Welcome back, guys. Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to do one more. I may do one more later tonight, but I had a list of those I wanted to do, and you guys are asking a lot of great questions, and so I wanted to continue on trying to answer some of these questions. So this one comes from Christian. Thank you, Christian, very much. And I know I did talk about this on the other video as well, but I wanted to kind of give a full story on this one. He had a great question. And once again, before we do this, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. And once again, thank you for all the comments, likes, donations. It's greatly appreciated. I really like the fact that a lot of you guys are kind of giving questions and trying to just make me think a little bit too about things, and I think it's wonderful that we're all on this journey together. So this question is about marriage. Now, this is something that I'm not an expert on, even though I've been married almost 30 years. I can kind of give you my viewpoints on this, but he's talking about the fact of, can you find a wife when you're on retention, and will you be able to stay on retention with a wife as well? So here is the key. So there's a few things to this, Christian, and I think they're important. One is the fact that as you're on your journey, you start looking at people as people. And this is where we got to get down to the brass tacks here, the bottom line. The bottom line really is this person that you're with, are they providing more to you than just the, sexual gratification, the looks that they have, things like that? Are they really giving you more than that? That's where the real men need to kind of step up here and kind of say, okay, what is it that we're really looking for here? We're not going to just look for the short-term gratification. Anybody can find that, and you don't need that type of thing to achieve a lot of the long-term goals you want to achieve. And so the question then becomes, when you're looking at these things, am I attracted to the person for a long term, or is it just a short-term type pleasure? And if it's short-term type pleasure, is it really something that's going to benefit me or not? And I think that's the question to it when you look at this. And so as I look at the question, the key thing is that you need to kind of really find out if this person is someone that is marriageable in your mind, and are you marriageable at this point? And it's a question. With this kind of dating situation we have in this society, a lot of people are more interested in body counts, and a lot of people are out there just sleeping with anybody they want, and they're not really ready for marriage. And I know I wasn't ready to marriage until I was like 30 years old. Right? I wasn't in that kind of ballpark until I was almost 30. And so when you look at this, people are not really ready for marriage. And if they're sleeping around and having a lot of people that they're involved with, maybe they're not ever ready for marriage. They may never be ready. That's the kind of question you have to ask. But the key, guys, is to focus on controlling yourself. And if you're able to control yourself, you're better then to make a judgment on whether this person really is right for you. Now, guys, I go back to the masculine and feminine energy. Males and females need to have that. The reason why our society is all kind of messed up is because, and I blame this all on both males and females, I think we have too many males who are brought up without good role models, and so they don't really know how to be males. They don't exert that masculinity, and they're told not to do that. And the females are then taking over those masculine qualities, and it's just unnatural. And yeah, they could be in charge of companies and things like that, but it's out of necessity. It's not really something that they need to be doing. And this is not something that is really a feminine type quality. And so to be masculine and feminine at the same time puts a lot of stress and burden on a female. And those things, you can see those type of things all the time. So the question really becomes is that when you're looking for a partner, you're looking for somebody who has those feminine qualities. And that's important. Now, can they make money? Of course. I mean, women can make money just as well as men can. I mean, all those things are equal. But the bottom line really is that males have masculine qualities and females have feminine energy. Masculine energy for males, feminine energy for females. And it's just it's an easy thing to look at, guys. That doesn't change. That will never change. That biologically, that's what people are, males and females. So females focus on a lot of the energy to nurture, and the males look at things like protecting and to go out there and gather the funds and things like that with people as well. So those are things that males and females do. So when you're changing those type of things, and you kind of change things up where males are now more feminine, it just destroys the whole system. And so then females are doing double duty, in a case trying to raise children, males and females. And then males are getting tired of females who are too masculine. And in these roles, they have to be masculine to be able to run the companies and do those type of things they do, all right? And those things are unnatural in my book. So when you're looking for a partner, Christian, back to what we're talking about, it's key to look for a person, in my opinion, if you're a male, it's key to look for somebody who has pure feminine qualities. Now, you can't do that, just like you can't be abundant, if you're losing your energy all the time. If you're losing your energy and you're releasing all the time and you're focusing on, intercourse, you're focusing on physical manifestations of your sexual energy, you're never going to be able to find a wife that way, in my opinion, because you're focusing too much on the physical. And what you need to do is kind of focus on looking at this person overall. What else are they bringing to the relationship? Just like if you're a woman, what does the man bring into the relationship besides the looks? Now, women don't look at it the same way as men. So women tend to look more at the security, the potentiality of making money. All those type of things are important to the female. Males tend to look at how attractive a female is, and they get more ensconced with that than they really focus on other things. So I'm kind of telling the males here, focus more not on the attractiveness of the person, because attractiveness comes and goes. Focus on what that person really does bring to the relationship besides the looks. That's key, guys. That's really key. Because once you do that, and once you're able to figure that out, you can then make a decision on whether or not this person's a real partner or not. Now let's focus on another aspect of this. So if you're in control and you're on your plan and you're doing your retention and you're focusing on all these things that are positive when it comes to looking at control and self-control and having confidence, you will then attract people to you that have those type of values as well. It's called the law of attraction. We talked about that with abundance. Law of attraction states that whatever your mind is conceiving, you will be able to bring that to you. It's just a matter of you knowing that and believing that and repeating that and having faith in that. And those goes back to Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich and The Secret, a lot of those type of ideas. But those things are really true when it comes to focusing on what you're looking to get. But if you're focusing on sexual types of things and then what you're going to get, you're not going to get the rest of the stuff you need. You're not going to focus on those things. So those relationships don't ever work out. That's why I see a lot of people who are intimate right away, they never work out because they're focusing and basing everything that they're doing on a relationship that's just more physical than it is anything else. But because you're in your retention, you're able to kind of see through that. Now, I'll give you a good example. My wife and I, we dated, engaged for a year and a half, 2 years, without doing anything. Because I didn't believe, and I guess I didn't understand this strong enough. I did it more of a religious belief of not having intercourse before you got married. I could never understand, the real practicality of it until I got on retention, and now I understand it fully, why that makes sense. Like a lot of the other things in the Bible are very practical, along with, being very immoral. But there's reasons why they say that. And so one of those reasons is that, my wife and I got to know each other, all the goods and bad, and decided that this was a good match and that we could become partners. And that's the key, guys, becoming partners. That it's not just a sexual type of thing, yes, you may be attracted to the person, but you're focusing on a lot more than that. But how in the heck can you do that when you don't even, all you're focusing is on the physical? If that's all you're doing, well, it's not really going to end up working in the long run. And I think that's the key to it all, to be able to do that. So the key to focusing on the long-term relationship and marriage partner is to kind of thinking, okay, what else is this person, what else am I expecting out of this relationship? And so then, Christian, when you get into this situation, I would say the best thing to do is to kind of focus on, in your retention, writing down some ideas that you really want in a wife. And those things will start appearing to you from people that you work with. And if you're on retention, you're now looking at them not as just how attractive they are, but what else are they bringing to the relationship. And that's such a key, guys. If you can look at a woman, if you're a male or you're a female, you can look at a man and look at them without the attractiveness and just say, okay, let me look at what else you are as a person. That's the type of thing that will attract you to being married. Now, when you're in a marriage situation and you're looking at this, retention also is very crucial. Now, there is nothing wrong, and it doesn't, in my mind, break any kind of pattern you're having if you're procreating in order to have children. That's a natural type of thing. And that's something that God wanted us to do, to be fruitful and multiply. And so that's normal. And having a woman or a man that you're having intercourse sex with, that you're married to, I think that's phenomenal. Those are the types of things that there's a reason for that energy then being transferred to your husband and wife in those type of situations. However, once again, if that's not the case and you're not doing that, then you're weakening, in my mind, yourself for the short-term pleasure, because there's no long-term purpose for it. And once again, the more you're doing that, the more you're debasing the whole idea of who this person is you're with and yourself. You're also destructing yourself at the same time. So in those type of situations, if your wife and your husband recognize the fact that, okay, we can still have, be very close and intimate, even though you're not releasing, that happens. There's things you can do and not release and still do, very intimately with your partner. And those are the types of things you can do. Guys, see, I think we have this pattern of ideas that people think just because you're releasing, this is a great experience, okay? This has been kind of put in our minds, and I just think it's wrong. I think it's wrong. I think, yes, of course you're going to get a big kind of blow up type of thing, and all of a sudden you're going to explode, and this is just wonderful. That's, to me, I think that's a big myth. I'll be honest with you. I think it's a big myth. As time has gone on, I'm recognizing the fact that that's not a great thing. Yes, it's one thing to be able to do it within a framework of a marriage when you're trying to have children. That's a great thing. You're producing a child. But the thing is that just to do that, just to kind of let that energy go, I think is ridiculous. I mean, that doesn't really solve any kind of purpose a person has. Now, I could say that after all these years, right, of being foolish myself, right, or being ridiculous myself. But the thing is that when you look at this, it just doesn't make any sense that people have been kind of thought and kind of brainwashed that this is really a great thing. And if you don't do it, you should be depressed and upset. And why aren't you doing this more? Are you releasing energy more than someone else? This is just crazy, my friends. Crazy type behavior. But it wasn't until after a long time of getting away from all this that I'm seeing this now and recognizing that, the world is not based on whether or not you're releasing energy or not. And are not having, intercourse or chasing people around, and somehow you're missing something if you're not having 4 or 5 girlfriends, or you're not trying to release 5-6 times a day. I mean, this is the pattern we live in this world, right? This is what the media says, all this kind of stuff. You're out there, you should be partying all the time. I remember the old Rat Pack with Sinatra and Martin, these guys all partying all the time, right? This is the life. Guys, this is not the life. This is not the life. And those 1%ers, you guys know this is not the life. The life should be finding your goals, making a difference, helping this world move forward, and doing things to help people in this world, and to go ahead and find individuals that will help you. And on your retention plan, you'll find people who want to share that similar life with you, right? And if they don't, well, then you got to make a choice, right? Do you think this person long-term is going to do that? Or will they hurt you in your efforts? And I think if you have supporting people around you, they're going to support your efforts to be the best person you can be and to go ahead and do that. And I think that, a lot of the great changes, my family has been very supportive of the fact that I have a lot of changes that are all positive, right? They may not always like my beard, but that's a different issue. I think people remember me more without the beard all these years, so I don't like my beard as much. But guys, to me, the beard is very crucial to things I'm doing, so I'm going to continue with it. But the thing is that people have been very supportive because they understand you're trying to be better. You're trying to make yourself better, and that's the key. All right, so enough of this, Christian. I hope I answered your question. Again, guys, you should be able to, on retention, a better chance, actually, to find a marriage partner in a long-term relationship because you're not looking at people as objects. You're kind of looking at people as people. And that's a huge difference than you had before. And I can't say this enough that you really want to find people not because it's short-term gratification, but because they're able to focus on what they bring to a relationship, and it's going to help you become a better person, and you're going to help them be a better person in this win-win type of situation. All right, until next time, guys, battle on.